Hey, 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 happy Tuesday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The dispatch is live and in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McLear, and welcome to the Duct Tape Studios once again. Happy holidays. I'm back. Yes, it is Tuesday. All right. Of course, I am your host here at The Dispatch Live as I bring you the latest in tabletop gaming news. Of course, this live stream is brought to you by thegaminggang.com, of which I happen to be the grand poobah. I am the founder and editor-in-chief of The Gaming Gang. So welcome aboard. If this is your first time visiting, make yourself comfortable, kick your feet up, relax. It is not rocket surgery whatsoever around here. It's very casual. Just talking about the latest in tabletop gaming news. So if you are someone who watches quite often, welcome back. Thank you for joining me once again. Tonight is Tuesday, December 8th, 2020. This is my live stream number 585. Yowza, rapidly approaching those 600. And of course, do want to mention that if you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you do subscribe, don't forget, ding that bell, because it will not only let you know when I stream the Dispatch live Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube, also let you know when I upload other videos, such as my review of 10 Gallon Tank from Winsmith Games. This will be live after the show. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. And because this is a live stream, that also means there is chat available. It's not on screen. It's one of the ways I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay. But if you want to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question, a comment, by all means, chime in. I will do my best to respond. Sometimes chat zips by relatively quickly when we have a few people hanging out in chat. So I apologize if I don't respond right away. If it's something that you really want, like, you know, my opinion on or an answer for or something like that, just, you know, type it again. So far, John Vogel was first out the gate in chat saying howdy tonight. Flaming Huron is here as well. Our moderator, Flaming Huron. So before we get into the news for tonight, I did want to take a moment to send Earth our regards from the Galactic Federation, because as you can see, I am VIP here. I'm an Apollo VIP. And I have been cleared to say hello to all of Earth from the Galactic Federation by way of our Grand High Vizier Flop Flop, who is the duly elected chair being of the Galactic Federation at the moment. So we'll have more news about the Galactic Federation soon. Oh, it just gets better and better all the time, doesn't it? Yeah, there was some new items about that Galactic Federation that former space security chief from Israel was talking about. Hey, I'm not saying that there is not other life out there. I would think you'd have to be pretty arrogant as a species like we are to think that there's absolutely no possible way in all the entire universe we are the only thinking beings around. I find that just really hard to accept. But I also find it kind of crazy that it's like, oh, well, you know, this Galactic Federation has been working with the Americans and Israelis for years, but they're not allowed to talk about it from their secret hidden base on Mars. I know, kind of funny. Kind of funny. All right, moving right along, let's jump on into the news, because arriving from Skybound Games in the first quarter of next year is Title Blades Heroes of the Reef. Here's the skinny. Welcome, young heroes. Many brave contestants have signed up for the tournament, but only a handful will be chosen to join the Title Blades, the elite guards of our island realm. To succeed in the tournament and be chosen as a Title Blade, you must compete in challenges held in the 3 arenas, rise to the top of the champions board, and protect the realm from the ever-increasing threat of the monsters from the mysterious fold. It's been 15 years since the Great Battle, 15 years since the arcanists from the Citadel of Time made their terrible choice and created the Fold. Damn you, arcanists! And your Fold! 15 years since the last assemblage of Title Blades. The arcanists folded space and time to stop the onslaught of creatures from the depths, but now new monsters have appeared. The hard-earned days of peace are coming to a close, and the islands need protection. A tournament has been called, the arenas are ready, the inhabitants of all the islands are gathering, and young heroes from across the realm are showing up to compete to be named a Title Blade Hero of the Reef. In Title Blades Heroes of the Reef, each player takes the role of a young hero, competing to be named, you guessed it, a Title Blade. The tournament takes place over 5 days and nights. By gathering the needed resources, signing up to compete in challenges, and timing your arrival at different islands, you can make the most of your hero's turns and rise in the ranks of the contestants. Each day, you'll send your hero to take actions on the different locations and to undertake challenges. Each action will gain you the resource or effect listed on the action space, as well as the location's bonus. As the arenas, you may then attempt, at the arenas, not as the arenas. At the arenas, you may then attempt a challenge that matches your location. And at the Fold, you may battle a monster. Completing challenges and fighting monsters will advance your character in the 4 traits of focus, spirit, resilience, and synergy. Each Title Blade will be judged at the end of the 5 rounds based on the challenges they've completed, the level of each of their traits, their standing on the champions board, and the monsters they have fought. Title Blades Heroes of the Reef is for 1 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, plays in around 60 minutes. It's going to carry an MSRP of $60 when it arrives early next year from Skybound. I got to say, it's nice to see Skybound kind of expanding outward a little bit, away from their what is it, Super Fight, whatever it's called, the sort of knockoff, in my opinion. I don't, yeah, maybe not. To me, it just seems a little bit of a knockoff of Cards Against Humanity. Maybe I'm wrong, but at least now we're seeing Skybound come out with board games that look like board games. And this one does include some minis as well. I do believe at the same time that the core game is coming out, there's an expansion that will also be arriving, which will add a 5th player. So if you want to expand it even further, you can. The Madman has popped into chat. Good to see the Madman tonight hanging out with us. Let's move on to our next news piece. Hitting stores in February from Ankama Games is Dragon Parks, and I've got the dope. Dragons are back into our world, and they are in vogue. They're back. That would have to mean that dragons had to exist originally then. As a proud owner of a group of islands where dragons nest, you'll have to manage both the tourist expectations and the dragon's appetite. Got to point out, Ankama Games, I think, if I remember correctly, I think they're out of Spain. This does not seem like a very good translation of the sell sheet information so far. Dragon Parks is a drafting game which makes use of transparent cards. Select a new card each turn to put on one of your favorite 3 islands, adding or covering dragons in this park as you do. Some dragons hate to be covered, well, by others, and will snap back at you. And if you manage to hatch an egg by covering it, it will attract new visitors. After 3 turns, the season ends. You'll then score visitors depending on the number of different dragons visible on each island, with a bonus for the dragon type in vogue this season, and extra visitors if you attract the legendary dragon to your parks. But beware, if you have fewer sheep available than you have dragons, you will lose visitors equal to the difference. As you can see, I'm kind of fixing the grammar and the language as I read. The game ends after 3 seasons, and the player with the most visitors at the end wins. Dragon Parks is for 2 to 5 players, ages 8 and up. Plays in around 15 to 30 minutes. It's going to carry an MSRP around $25 when it arrives. It's supposed to hit in February. Originally, I think this was supposed to be out this month. But according to Ankama's website, they are indicating that it will not be shipping internationally until February. So, kind of interesting. So we've got a Grey Day and Melwidius from York are in chat with us tonight as well. Welcome aboard, gents. Good to see you both. Kick back, relax, make yourselves comfortable. Moving on to our next news piece. Paizo Inc. has revealed the latest set of Pathfinder Battles pre-painted miniatures, which were originally scheduled for an April release, are actually going to be arriving next month from their partner WizKids. Here's the blog post from Mark Moreland, director of Brand Strategy, about Pathfinder Battles Darklands Rising. It's been a while since I last previewed a set of Pathfinder Battles pre-painted plastic miniatures from WizKids, but I'm back for a year-end surprise. A few weeks ago, I got an email from one of our primary contacts at WizKids that Pathfinder Battles Darklands Rising, originally announced for an April 2021 release, was actually going to be in and ready for release in January. Would that be a problem for you? He asked. No, it wouldn't. The more minis we can get, the sooner we can get them, the better. But the set's early release isn't the only thing I'm happy to announce today. For the first time ever, in addition to the expected 3 small or medium figures that make up the bulk of the set, each Darklands Rising booster will contain either a huge figure or 2 large figures. You heard that right. 2 larges or a huge per booster box. How did this happen? Well, it all started with this guy who I wanted to see in plastic since he debuted years ago in the first edition of the Pathfinder role-playing game. I will wait a moment for that mini to come back around so you know what is being talked about. That is a pretty sweet dragon there. All right, coming up, it's next. It is the Adamantine Golem, a giant mass of plastic. And when WizKids started getting in production samples, they were surprised by how much it weighed. They couldn't figure out how to make it work within the randomized distribution of the set without it being obvious that a given booster contained this piece. So instead of cutting it, they came back and said they wanted to add another 6 figures to the set. Rather than fill non-Adamantine Golem boosters with weights to hide the disparity, man, that would be lame. They figured they might as well fill them with another large mini. The Adamantine Golem is an uncommon huge figure. While we're showing off some of the big figures you can also get in this set, let's just rip the bandage off, shall we? My absolute favorite piece in the entire set is the Jabberwock. Coming up next, a rare huge figure that is sure to find use in any campaign running the Kingmaker adventure path. Oh, frabjous day! I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. When putting together the set list for Darklands Rising, I wanted to make sure that some of the iconic denizens of the expansive underground layers of Golarion that have never appeared in a Pathfinder battle set made their debut. While that includes some of our first drow, it also means we had to make some truly horrific plastic representations of the flesh-warped mutants they create in their demonic alchemy labs. Behold the flesh warp in Narcurs, a flesh warped elf. The flesh warp Ganatine, a flesh warped Zulgath. The flesh warp Drow Abomination, in this case, a male flesh warp drow. The females still have spider bodies, but they maintain their elven upper bodies and heads without further mutation. They are huge, rare, large uncommon, and large uncommon figures, respectively. One of the best known entrances to the Darklands from the surface of Golarion is the Earth Navel. It's kind of an oddball name. A great spiraling pit into the depths in the primal realm of the Mammoth Lands. So it should come as little surprise that we're including mammoths in this set. In this case, there are 2 versions of the mammoth. One bearing a barbarian rider and decorated in war paint, and the other in its natural form. The rider is, of course, removable, increasing the possible configurations of these huge, uncommon figures. Finally, I'm thrilled to announce the largest miniature in the set, the premium Mankar, Great Worm Gold Dragon. This is, without a doubt, the most impressive single figure we've seen in the Pathfinder Battles line across more than 20 sets. It's truly awe-inspiring. No campaign of the Age of Ashes adventure path would be complete without one, nor would any collection of gigantic dragons. It's no wonder Mankar is so revered on his island nation of Hermia. Just look at him. And you're looking at it right now, or you were looking at it right now. Pathfinder Battles Darklands Rising standard boosters each contain 4 figures, with a higher ratio of large and huge creatures than ever before. Each booster contains one of the following configurations: 2 medium or small figures and 2 large figures, 3 medium or small figures, and 1 huge figure. Pathfinder Battles Darklands Rising standard booster bricks will contain 8 standard boosters, so 32 figures total. The MSRP for a booster is $19.99. The MSRP for a brick will be $159.92. Once again, these minis will be arriving in January. Pretty nice. I always like the pre-paints. I like the pre-paints that WizKids does, even though WizKids they don't like me. But it's okay. I do like their pre-painted stuff. Pretty sweet. Definitely. I definitely like the weird like flesh warp kind of things. I could easily see busting those out for a little Call of Cthulhu action. Kind of sweet. All right, so let's see what's cooking in chat. Kabuki Kid has arrived. Good to see it, Double K. So there's a little bit of discussion about those miniatures and some discussion about the Kingmaker campaign being one of the best for Pathfinder. First edition Pathfinder, of course. So Melwinius says they have the PC game, but did not fire it up yet. Seems like a time investment. I would say yes. You know, I got to be honest. I started to play it, the Pathfinder Kingmaker PC game. The voice acting just, I couldn't get past it. I could not get past the voice acting. So I got about 10 minutes into the game and I was like, yeah, sorry. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? So Grade A says ModCon happened last weekend. Lots of news there. I did not talk about ModCon. I don't even know what ModCon is. So, no, so I did not discuss that. It'd be pretty hard for me to discuss something and I actually have no idea what it is. So let's move along to some role-playing game news because there is a new bundle of holding that's arrived. This one features, there's actually two. I'm only going to talk about one. This one features the popular Savage Worlds RPG from Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Here's the scoop on the savings. Adventurer. This Savage Explorer Essentials offer presents PDFs of all the core game rules and many Savage settings for Savage Worlds Explorers Edition, the 2007 version of the Fast, Furious, Fun tabletop role-playing game from Pinnacle Entertainment. This comprehensive new offer gives you all the SWEX rules companions for fantasy, science fiction, horror, and superheroics, plus many of the best-loved campaigns for a bargain price. It's everything you need for a complete Explorers Edition campaign in any setting you can imagine. For just $14.95, you get all 6 titles in this offer's rules collection, which carries a retail value of $53, as DRM-free PDFs, including the Savage Worlds Deluxe Explorers Edition core rulebook, previously presented in many past offers, and all the SWEX rules companions, Savage Worlds Fantasy Companion, Superpowers Companion, 2nd Edition, Horror Companion, which was previously in the October 2015 Bundle of Nerves 3, and a Science Fiction Companion, previously in the Last Parsec Bundle back in May of last year, as well as the Game Master screen inserts. If you pay more than this offer's threshold price of $29.95, you'll level up and also get this offer's entire settings collection, an additional value of $114, with 14 titles for 4 Savage settings. There's 50 Fathoms, an expedition into piratical fantasy, including the 50 Fathoms Explorers Edition campaign book, the adventure Fire and Earth, and the 50 Fathoms figure flats. Say that 5 times fast. There's Evernight, dark fantasy in a world of always night, including the Evernight setting book, the Evernight figure flats and Gothic figure flats, and the Evernight GM screen inserts. There's Necessary Evil. Supervillains rise to protect Earth from alien invasion because, hey, someone has to. Includes the Necessary Evil Explorers Edition setting book, Necessary Evil 2 Breakout, and the Necessary Evil figure flats. Finally, we've got Slipstream, 1930s-style rockets and ray guns space pulp with the Slipstream core book, the Adventure Heart of Steel, the Slipstream figure flats, and the Slipstream customizable GM screen inserts, which were all previously available in the May 2016 Pulp Adventure Bundle. These savings are going to run through December 28th, and don't forget, 10% of each payment after gateway fees for this offer will go to the charity which was chosen by Pinnacle Entertainment's Shane Hensley, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Nice. Very cool. Oh, thanks, Grade A. Yes, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so ModCon was Modifius Con. That's right. Yes, they were sending me emails and stuff about it. I got to be honest. They may have had some big news, announcements, but they haven't shared them to media. They haven't sent out press releases. Last news piece I've got from Modifius is a new Star Trek adventure and for Star Trek, my gosh, Star Trek Adventures. I was like, I was sitting there trying to go, wait a second, what's like the subtitle to Star Trek Adventures? And I'm like, oh wait, there isn't one. Because it's like, like Conan Adventures in an Age Undreamed of, or John Carter of Mars, Adventures on the Dying World of Barsoom. All right. Anyway, so this is actually a pretty cool bundle of holding. Only thing is, and I know the Madman is our Savage Worlds expert in chat, is the Adventurers Edition, is that... The question I've got is, and maybe I've asked this before, I don't remember if I have, is the Adventurers Edition, which I know is newer, is that just kind of a cleaned up, maybe kind of, maybe rules lighter version of Savage Worlds? Does the game kind of, the game flow or play at a quicker pace? I'm kind of curious, because I do notice that there is still a lot of stuff that comes out for Savage Worlds, the Explorers Edition, which I'm like, okay. But then again, there's stuff that comes out for Pathfinder First Edition too. So Ibram is in chat with us. Good to see you, Ibram. Welcome aboard. Ibram says, my problem with bundles of holding is it's just PDFs. Yeah. If they were physical books, you'd be paying a lot more. Plus, a lot of times there are releases in these bundles of holding that have only come out in PDF. They've never been released in a hard copy. So there's the Cull of Atlantis book. I thought we talked about that months ago, that there was talk that Modiphius was going to do that. Okay, Dune, Star Trek, Conan, Fallout, Octon Cthulhu. Octon Cthulhu's really kind of suffered, I think, by way of Modiphius. And I can tell you a good Octon Cthulhu story, which I think I may have shared before. But yeah, you know what? I'll share that story in case you are interested. If you're interested, say so in chat. Otherwise, after the news, we'll move on to something else. But it is a story about Octon Cthulhu's creation that I don't believe many people know about, unless they were watching the time that I talked about it before. All righty. Anyway, did we steal a little thunder from that Savage Worlds bundle of holding by me going and talking about something else? This is a pretty good bundle, folks. I like it. Me likey. I will not be talking about the other Savage Worlds bundle of holding, because I do not discuss in any way to help promote Palladium books. Wah, wah, wah. All right, my final news piece. Now available for the Coriolis role-playing game from my friends over at Free League Publishing is The Last Cyclade. Here's the latest from Free Lagan. Ash falls like snow over the mourners lining the shores of Dal Bahari, while smoke from the funeral pyres rise towards Dabaran's blood-red sun. Ooh, I'm going to mispronounce all these fantasy places, these science fiction places. Far above in the darkness of space, a lone ship waits to enter the portal of Uhura. Its crew stands ready to complete their mission. The ghost ship, Zephyra, has been found. Those who reach her first will most likely unveil the truth behind one of the horizon's most ominous mysteries. Many months ago, the destroyer Zephyra vanished during the same event that sent the cruise liner Ghazali crashing into the Humara sun. Star. Now she's back in a time when both the aftermath of the mysticides and the death of the emissary have shaken the horizon to its foundations. The Coriolis... Let's try English here, Jeff, even though this really isn't English. The Coriolis Council and Zenithian authority are questioned, and more people revolt against their oppressors. Damn you, oppressors! The throat of the third horizon is exposed. This is when something ancient rises from the shadows. The Last Cyclade is the second part of Mercy of the Icons, the epic and richly illustrated campaign for Coriolis, the Third Horizon. This book contains extensive background information for the Game Master, describing the events which threaten the Third Horizon and its inhabitants. The Uharan Echo, an adventure set in the darkness of space, a quest to solve a grand and terrifying mystery. Mission generator tables that let you tailor your campaign and create your own adventures, dealing with the hunt for a foe whose power is rising. The Children are the Future, Forked Tongues, Curse of Rusa, and Fire the Icons, 4 adventure landscapes that expose the player characters to these troublesome times. In the Shadow of the Zenith, a race against time, where the characters return to Coriolis and find themselves at the heart of the Horizon's escalating conflict. This 240-page hardcover is available right now from Free League Publishing for $39.99. You can score it in PDF. It came out in PDF today, too. Over at Drive-Thru RPG, it's available for $19.99. I did review the first part of this adventure campaign. The, Last of the Martyrs? I'm trying to remember what it was. Did I just say what the title was? Because I know it's Mercy of the Icons is the campaign. Off the top of my head, I don't recall the title of it, but it was pretty interesting. This is a very unique science fiction setting. It is really pretty cool. As Ibram says, Coriolis art is absurdly good. Yes, it is. It is very unique. The artwork is very unique, just like the setting is very unique. So I might reach out to Boel to possibly review this. I don't know. I don't know. So it's kind of like, I think I will. I think I'll reach out to her and ask to check it out. Because like I said, I thought the first part of the adventure was pretty good. So it's just another science fiction setting, right? It's like, my gosh. So a Grade A says the issue with Free League is trying to get their products at a reasonable price at the current time, at least where Grade A is at. Here's the interesting thing that I find is, now I'm not sure if Modifius is still selling Free League stuff. They used to be like they used to be like their English language distributor almost. They're not the publisher. And it's funny that you can always, if you go to the Free League website, their prices are always a little bit lower than the MSRP is that we see. Only problem is, then you have to pay for the shipping. All right, so let's see what else. Malwinia says they're not really a big fan of PDF only. So yes, talking about some stores have such deals. Do want to point out, if you get the hardcover for The Last Cyclade, you will also get the PDF. I believe you get the PDF immediately. And Free League's always done that. So a Grade A says reading PDFs on a phone is a no-go. Yes, I never do that. Ever. So the Madman mentions, I think it was the Madman I just saw. There was actually a lot going on in chat here. Yes, you can get the Suede, the Savage Worlds Adventurers Edition conversion docs for pre-Suede content free It's in the Pinnacle Entertainment web store. So, of course, it'd be a PDF. Cool beans. Mel Winnius also points out Symborum is also another one with really nice artwork. Yes, that Symborum has some very evocative artwork, very dark. All right. Anyway, so like I said, you can get this in hardcover, or you can also pick this up in PDF at DriveThruRPG. Of course, whenever I talk about DriveThruRPG, keep in mind the gaming gang, thus the dispatch, are associated with the One Bookshelf sites. So if you are going to go over and visit, let's say, DriveThruRPG, please stop by at thegaminggang.com first. Click on one of our banner ads. That way, if you do happen to make a purchase, I get a little portion of that sale. And all those nickels and dimes and quarters really do add up and help keep the Gaming Gang website around. And there are a lot of people out there who do that. So very, very appreciative of people doing that for me. So we've got tennis. What is wrong with me today? Actually, I have a light that I had moved because I was shooting some video and I had to kind of arrange the lighting. I didn't move the light back, and it's kind of like hitting me where it's like, all right, okay. So it's a little bit of a distraction. All right, so I was going to say Dennis Kozarowski has joined us. I'll just say Dennis. Hi, Dennis. We don't have another Dennis in chat, so we should be good. So Ibram says, hi, Dennis. All right, Weisenheimer. Yeah, right, wise guys. All right, let me grab a little refill here. No, there is not holiday cheer in this mug. Although the way I started off the show with the greetings from the Galactic Federation, you may have thought that there was. No, it's just Diet Right. It is my soft drink of choice. No sugar, no caffeine, no sodium. So all good with that. No taste either. No, actually, it's not bad. It's from the same company that makes RC Cola, Royal Crown Cola, who I believe might be a local bottler. Even though I've seen RC all around the country. I don't see Diet Right too often anymore. And I think Diet Right was actually one of the first like diet sodas way back in the day. Like Tab. God. Tab was awful. All right. So I said I was going to share the story about Octon Cthulhu. Yeah, Royal Crown Cola, that's way more appealing than RC. Yeah, the bottle just says RC on it. So the story that a lot of people don't know, and there are some details that I can't get into, but Octon Cthulhu was originally supposed to be a Cubicle 7 Entertainment release. And if I remember correctly, gosh, I'm trying to remember the author. She's done a lot of different stuff. She does the transhuman science fiction RPG. Mind something. See, off the top of my head, I can't remember her name. But she does a lot of stuff. So anyway, so Cubicle 7 Entertainment hired her to do a Lovecraftian World War II game. Mindjammer, thank you, a grade A. Grade A is always like right on top of... A grade A is kind of like our built-in Google to chat. It's always like... So a grade A says, Jones Soda makes a grass flavor of soda. I've seen something like that before. So Ibram says, story time, everybody. Sarah Newton, thank you, a grade A. I kept wanting to say Margaret Weiss, and I know it's not Margaret Weiss. Yes. So she was contracted by Cubicle 7 Entertainment to create this World War II Cthulhu game, or setting at least. And at that time, Cubicle 7 had a partnership with Chaosium because Cubicle 7 was producing those supplements for, like, what was it? Folklore Britannica. There was the one that was like the folklore of like the islands, you know, Scotland and the Isles. And they wanted to, I think if I remember correctly, Dominic McDowell was the one who really wanted a World War II themed setting. And Sarah Newton put it together, completed it, handed it off to Cubicle 7, and they said, oh, no. No. So, okay, so like I said, I can't tell you, like, everything that I know about this story. But one of the things was that Cubicle 7 did not want the Nazis to be played off as under the influence of Lovecraftian entities or anything like that. That their evil was pure and simple humanity's evil. And I guess that is not how it was presented. There were some other things that were not so respectively tackled, I guess we'll say. And Cubicle 7's like, no. We're like, and I guess they had asked for like a bunch of rewrites, and I guess the answer to that was no. So Chris Birch over at Modifius Entertainment, who is a real nice guy. I'm not picking on Sarah Newton or anything like that. I'm just saying that the product that she put together did not meet what Cubicle 7 Entertainment wanted, okay? Because Chris Birch turned around and published it. And he started off, if I remember correctly, it started off with one adventure, the Three Kings, something. I'm trying to remember what, I think it might have been the Three Kings. And of course, now there's quite a lot of Octon Cthulhu releases, although recently we have not seen a lot. In fact, very little. But the thing is, so the funny thing is basically Modifius Entertainment really didn't exist until Octon Cthulhu, until they released, and it was in PDF first, and then I do believe that they released the adventure in print, you know, soft cover, because I think it was like a, 50-page adventure or something like that. And that is what got Modifius Entertainment started. Just think of that, right? Look at Modifius Entertainment. They've got Fallout. They got the upcoming Fallout role-playing game. They've got the miniatures game. They've got Dune role-playing game coming out. That artwork looks pretty phenomenal there as well. You've got Conan. You've got John Carter of Mars. You've got all this stuff. You've got Modifius Entertainment actually publishes things for smaller game companies. And they wouldn't have existed unless Cubicle 7 Entertainment had turned down Octon Cthulhu. Pretty wild, huh? So there's your story. There's your story time. Like I said, I think I told that story once before on a stream, but it's got to have been a while. All right, so let's see. So Great Ace says, I've got a ton of worthless knowledge stored in the old shed in my head. I Not as much as I once did, but I still have a lot of just stuff rattling around that serves absolutely no purpose whatsoever. Let's see. She did the Chronicles of Future Earth game as well. Masterminds is back with a new season. The show Ken Jennings is on. You can go up against him. So a Kabuki Kid says to a Gray Day. That's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. So Gray Day says at ModCon, it was said that they were releasing 2D20 Octon Cthulhu players and GM books. Yeah, because up until this point, Octon Cthulhu is just basically built on basic role-playing from Chaosium. It's a D100 system. At least the last time I saw anything for it, and it has been a long time since I've seen anything for Octon Cthulhu, but that's how it was. All right, so there you go. There was a little story time for everybody. Once again, I do want to point out, later on tonight, I will have the review for 10-Gallon Tank up. Funny thing is, I had it already all uploaded. I was going to make it public this morning, and I realized that this is from Winsmith Games. I had said it was Winsome Games in the video, and I'm like, don't want to be given credit where credit isn't due. So I had to reshoot the opening to my review for 10-Gallon Tank. If you're not familiar with it, this is just a very light card drafting game. It's a split and draft sort of game. Review's only maybe about 15 minutes long, tops, and that's with a how to play and everything else. So I've got that. Also, tomorrow, oh gosh, this box is so heavy. Especially when I'm, trying to pick it up and carry it over the keyboard. And I will have my unboxing for Perdition's Mouth Abyssal Rift Revised Edition, which is from Dragon Dawn Productions. I will be sharing that. This is also a pretty long video because there is a lot of stuff in this box. So I want to show you what showed up today in the mail as I bang the mic. Trying to move that back over. So I got the Pathfinder Bestiary 2 battle cards. So this is from Paizo Inc. So Kabuki Kid says, I spy some spot UV on that cover. Yep. Grady was asking, was that a Kickstarter delivery for Perdition's Mouth? No, it is a Kickstarter edition. I know that, but I don't think this was a Kickstarter. Maybe it was. It might have been. I don't know. I got to be honest. It was, let's see, it was from Quartermaster General. And they do a lot of fulfillment in the U.S. and, well, I should say North America for Kickstarters. But then they do other stuff, too. I've had stuff that's been shipped by Quartermaster that was not a Kickstarter at all. So Grady's asking, is it on shelves? According to Dragon Dawn Productions, it is out now. That's what I was told, because I did a news piece about the game a while back, because I had seen that it was from one of the, because I get a lot of news from distributors, and I saw that, oh, they were showing, I think it was supposed to be out like this month, or maybe like next month. And the folks over at Dragon Dawn Productions contacted me, number one, to see if I wanted to do a review, and number two, to also inform me that the game was out. You could buy it. So I don't know if it's on store shelves or not. If you recall, if you checked out here, here's another big box I can move and lift. So Grade A says, I see it on Cool Stuff for $130. If you have not seen my unboxing of Dark Rituals, by all means, take a peek bunch of cool looking minis in this as well. So there are quite a few more minis in the Dark Rituals unboxing. That's already up if you haven't seen it. So anyway, so I got the Bestiary 2 battle cards, and I also got the Pathfinder 2nd Edition beginner's box, or beginner box. Beginner singular, not plural. And you will see a review of this really quick because I also had already had the PDF. So I will actually, it's kind of funny. I could crack it up and do a review as I crack it open, but that would look really weird, I think. Hey, everybody, I'm going to open up this box here, and then I'm going to give you a review, which is weird because I have seen some folks present their like game reviews as unboxings and reviews. And it's like, how is it an unboxing and you're reviewing it at the same time? But that's mainly people who are just trying to, get views from people who are looking for a first look or preview, and other people are looking for reviews. They're just trying to, cover all their bases with one video. All right. Anyway, so that is what has arrived as well. So I've got, once again, as I mentioned yesterday, I've got plans to have a new video every day up through Christmas Eve. So Grade A says that their Pathfinder beginner box arrived last week, but probably won't get to touch it until next fall. That's kind of weird, kind of odd. All right. So anything else cooking out there on chat? So Hebrew says, I want to see someone do a Murkberg review as they're burning the book after a completed campaign like it says to do. Kabuki Kid says, yes, my plan is like a video advent calendar. Sort of. Just, I got enough stuff to try to do that. So I already have 3 videos done in the bag. So tonight you will have the review for 10 Gallon Tank. I'll probably actually post this on the website before I actually do the posting for this stream. All right. So that is it for tonight's show. Remember, if you do like this video, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't. I am shocked by how many people are in chat who do not subscribe to the channel. Of course, if you do subscribe, ding that bell, because it will not only let you know when the Dispatch airs live Monday through Thursday nights as I bring you the latest in tabletop gaming news, I'll also let you know when I upload other videos, such as my review for 10 Gallon Tank. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Those of you who hung out live, keeping me company while I babble on and shared a little story time, thank you very much. Always appreciate you keeping me company. But then again, I know there are a lot of people out there who do watch the stream and they don't have an opportunity to watch it live. So for those folks, thank you very much as well for watching after the fact. Maybe you're even watching on Memorex. I don't know. So thank you as well. And of course, let me wrap up like I wrap up all of my videos. Hopefully in a few months, I will not wrap up my videos by saying this. But since it's not a few months from now, let me also say, I really do hope all of you out there are being smart and staying safe. Oh, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, if you'd like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel, by all means, click right here. And if you'd like to check out one of our recent live streams, click right up top. And if you want to roll the dice and see what the algorithm for YouTube recommends, click right here. And of course, thank you once again for watching. And gang, please stay safe and wear a mask.